Jack Harlow. Jack Harlow. Is he using black women for clout? Is he? Is he using black women for clout? Okay, so Jack Harlow has announced that he's going on tour with the City Girls. So he's going on tour with the City Girls, you know, right? So here's one thing that's kind of interesting to me. And it's the fact that, you know, the City Girls, their fan base is predominantly black female and black gay, right? Gay men and black women. They love the City Girls. But also, Jack Harlow, I talked about it in a previous video, how he's tapping into, you know, this heartthrob female fan base. But there've been a lot of videos online that talk about Jack Harlow being a heartthrob. So I want to play this clip that I saw, and then we'll talk about it. Here we go. And maybe just I should probably refresh.
Also, watching black men have a brain aneurysm.
I gotta pause that. Gotta make sure this is perfect for everyone to see.
About a white man with a mediocre skill level dominating a space usually occupied by talented black men. It's ringing some bells for me. Does it sound familiar to anybody else? It sounds familiar to me. It sounds a lot like the way some black men have this tendency of propping up non-black women who have characteristics of black women, because they want the characteristics of black women, they just don't want the black women. They want the big butt, but not on black women. They want the box braids, but not on black women. They want the AAVE, but it's not cute on black women, it's cute on non-black women. Black women are a large part of the reason why Jack Harlow has blown up the way he has. They're a huge part of the fan base, and I think that this shows that the tides are kind of shifting a little bit. We want a rapper, we want to engage in rap music, but not one that makes us feel like shit, not one that makes us feel degraded. Maybe we want a man with a little bit of swag, but not one that makes us feel deprioritized over every other type of woman. We want to feel safe, and Jack Harlow is providing that safety to black women. Also, watching black men have a brain.
All right, so that is all very interesting. Wait, did you guys even see that video? Damn, I gotta play that again? Okay. Let me do that again. That is so annoying. Transition. But you guys heard what she said.
About a white man with a mediocre skill level.
Wait, hold on. Pause. We're gonna just play that again.
Also, watching black men.
No, stop it.
Also, watching black men have a brain aneurysm.
There we go.
About a white man with a mediocre skill level dominating a space usually occupied by talented black men. It's ringing some bells for me. Does it sound familiar to anybody else? It sounds familiar to me. It sounds a lot like the way some black men have this tendency of propping up non-black women who have characteristics of black women, because they want the characteristics of black women, they just don't want the black women. They want the big butt, but not on black women. They want the box braids, but not on black women. They want the AAVE, but it's not cute on black women, it's cute on non-black women. Black women are a large part of the reason why Jack Harlow has blown up the way he has. They're a huge part of the fan base, and I think that this shows that the tides are kind of shifting a little bit. We want a rapper, we want to engage in rap music, but not one that makes us feel like shit, not one that makes us feel degraded. Maybe we want a man with a little bit of swag, but not one that makes us feel deprioritized over every other type of woman. We want to feel safe, and Jack Harlow is providing that safety to black women.
Very interesting stuff. Yeah, guys, this is my second live on this channel. Second time going live on any of my platforms. So, yeah, I'm a little rusty with OBS, but I'm learning it. I'm learning how to do this. But guys, let's talk about this. This is a very interesting clip, right? It's giving white savior, though. It's giving white savior. It's like they're trying to position Jack Harlow like he's gonna be the white man to save the black women. There's a lot of trending stuff going online, a lot of like content around divestment. If you guys have heard of divestment, it's about black men or women dating outside their race. And there's this idea that like black women typically only want to date black men. So there's just like propaganda promoting black women to date outside of black race, to date outside of black men, because of the manosphere and the whole toxicity that we see in the manosphere with the Kevin Samuels and all these things, and also what is claimed as toxicity within black men in America. Now, some of these narratives are lies. Some of these narratives are exaggerations and extremes. But it's an interesting conversation that goes on online, and I talk a lot about it on my platform, the Kenim O Show, so go check that out. But here I don't really want to get into that. I'm talking about Jack Harlow. And it's so interesting to me how, and I talked about this in the previous video, that there were claims that his team were paying influencers to push out the content, allegedly, to push out content stating that he is a heartthrob. And that's how he won over this female fan base. And what's going on right now is his album has just dropped, and a lot of black men who are the gatekeepers, or who were the former gatekeepers of hip hop pre-Drake, before Drake and before the internet sort of boomed in like 2010, black men were the gatekeepers of hip hop, and black men decided if you were cool or not in hip hop. But what is interesting that's going on right now is Jack Harlow is not paying attention to black men. He's tapping into a black female audience, because ultimately when you think about the culture, when you think about what's cool in terms of slangs, what's poppin', it's coming from the black community. But if we're going to be more like grassroots about it, it's really coming from black women and gay men. All the popular slangs come from gay black men and black women. Right. And this is the heart of the fan base, and that's what Jack Harlow is tapping into. He got the gay men through the Industry Baby song. He got the black women through marketing techniques. I'm not saying that he employed those techniques, but he's using marketing techniques to position him as a heartthrob. I showed pictures of him before and after. I don't have them right now, but I showed pictures of him before, these are current pictures of him now. But in another video, I had shown pictures of him before, all of this stuff. And it's quite interesting to me that, it's interesting. It's all very interesting. So I guess the main question I want to talk about here is Jack Harlow using the black community for clout? And there are two conversations here. One is the whole divestment community, especially the black women, are using, like you could see it in the woman that in the video I played, they're using Jack Harlow as an excuse to, flaunt to black men that they can date outside their race. Because the story is that black men have always flaunted that they can date outside, and always pedestalized and glorified and had preferences that were not black women. And black women are kind of taking their power back and saying, well, we can date out. And someone like Jack Harlow is elevating black women. There are videos literally online. You could go watch it. Why black women love Jack Harlow. Go watch it. And they talk about how he's, supports black women, and he does this and that, does that. And there's this narrative that's being pushed. Now, I don't know if it's true, but I do know that music is about marketing. And so I can see that he's doing it from a marketing perspective. I can't say if it's authentic or not. But what I do think that as a black community, we need to be careful of is the way that white culture typically uses us to get cool. And once they get cool, they forget us. So all these black women that are promoting Jack Harlow and saying this and that about him, do not be surprised if in a year or two you see him dating a white woman. And I'm not saying he can't date a white woman or whatever, but I think he's purposefully being quiet about who he's dating right now. Yeah, people don't typically promote those things especially when they just launch, especially when your image is of a heartthrob. But I feel like he's not really trying to claim one race. You know, we saw the video of him like trying to talk to Sweetie. He has a song on his album called Dua Lipa. Very well, who knows what he's attracted to. But I feel as though people are trying to position him as though he's this white man that loves black women, and he's getting clout because of that. But does he really love black women? Is he really dating black women? And there's nothing wrong with him not dating black women, but don't position him in that light when you have no evidence of that. And he isn't even outwardly promoting it. He's very subtly promoting it. And you guys are acting like, I don't even want to use bad words, but you guys are just like propping him up. And it reminds me of how Dr. Umar Johnson talked about white privilege within the black community and how black people elevate white people who are appropriating us. And he talked about people like Eminem. He talked about people like Justin Bieber, even though I love Justin Bieber. He talks about a few people, Justin Timberlake. We know these people are not half as talented as the black people that we have at the top tier in those industries, yet we elevate them even higher. Well, Eminem I think he's equally as talented as any top rapper. Justin Bieber, I love him, but at the end of the day, he's talent-wise, he's not Chris Brown, he's not Michael Jackson, he's not Beyonce. You see what I'm saying? And I love him, favorite musician. But my point here is, it's interesting to me that now it's like we're positioning Jack Harlow in that light. And one thing that was really telling to me is the fact that he's going on tour with the City Girls. He is headlining this tour, but he only became hot like a year ago. Like it's been a year since since he's become hot. The City Girls have been hot since for like forever. Why are we glorifying Jack Harlow when the City Girls have been hot forever? Why is he headlining a tour with the City Girls when they've been hot way longer than he has? That's what I want to understand. Right? And why are we pedestalizing Jack Harlow? The City Girls have been hot way longer. But why are we pedestalizing Jack Harlow? And this is the conversation. Ultimately, I just hope as the black community, we use our brains and we stop allowing white people to use us as a stepping stone, right? White culture to use us as a stepping stone. And then they forget us once they've made it. It's happened with Spotify. I saw someone break down how Spotify used Joe Budden, to bring people onto their platform because black people make things cool. Black people copy and follow what black people do. Joe Budden goes on Spotify. He makes the platform cool. They pay him pennies. Then all of a sudden, Joe Rogan, they give him a deal of $100 million. Call Her Daddy. Like, who is Call Her Daddy? Like, let's be real. She got famous through podcasting. She doesn't have the history. She doesn't have the talent. She doesn't have the marketing that Joe Budden has had behind him as a recording artist. Joe Budden was a very popular rapper, turned into television host, turned into podcaster. He was a big name, but you don't give him a fraction of what you give Call Her Daddy, a nobody. She's a somebody now, but it's just interesting to me. But you use Joe Budden to build your platform. It's like digital slavery in a way. So my point is, as black people, we need to think about ownership. We need to think about building our own stuff. And we need to stop overpraising mediocre talent, mediocre white people. Like I don't have an issue with Eminem being elevated. I don't have an issue with even Justin Bieber. I love Justin Bieber. I really do. I think his talent, his gift is more about the meaning behind his music. I just feel like Jack Harlow just does not have the talent of a Drake. He doesn't have the talent of I feel like he's probably equal to G-Eazy, right? And it's like he's not really giving depth. So for me, it's like, why is everyone elevating him? Because if he's a heartthrob? I'm not trying to, I'm just saying, guys, be careful. So all the people that are praising him and, doing all these things, do not be surprised if in 2 years you see he's forgotten about the Black community who elevated him, and all of a sudden, we see him being the biggest rapper in the game, bigger, comparing him to Drake and people like that because he's white. That's what they do. Be careful. So I'm not against him tapping into his market and understanding the business of it. I just think that there needs to be awareness amongst the people who just give away our cool clouts, our clout for free. We're just giving it away for free. Why are we doing that? Why are we making videos online praising Jack Harlow, who has never come out openly and said, I love Black women? I've never seen him say that. So why are you just making assumptions and jumping on Jack Harlow? Anyway, those are my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts. Leave a comment down below. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, all the above. My name is Kenim, and see you next time.